Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Adam Fiala and you're on the Collector Collective. Thanks so much for joining me here today. So today I'm really excited. We're going to start a little a new playlist for videos dedicated to Halloween for this year. We're going to have a couple of different brands that we're going to be looking at for different focuses, but first off we're going to focus on one of my favourite collectibles of all time, some of the most current Living Dead doll ranges, most specifically most of the Living Dead doll presents. As any of us Living Dead doll collectors know, they are synonymous with horror collectibles, owned by Mezco Toys, who do a whole range of different things. These are the standard, 10-inch dolls from the most recent range from this last year or thereabouts, which we'll be looking at one by one over the next series of few episodes dedicated to Halloween. We will be focusing on another brand as well, and that video will be coming very shortly, along with a lot of other content for what's currently happening in the world of collections, collectibles, and a few different things that I'm focusing on right now. So just to kind of run you through it a little bit, I mean, anyone that may not know Mezco or Living Dead dolls particularly well, they were started by two guys. It was Ed Long and Damien Lonek, who were actually making these horror-themed dolls by hand using just model doll kits. And then they had actually started that in 1998. In 2000, Mezco came along and offered to give them a mass reproduction or production order for their first series, which came out in 2001. So the other exciting thing is Living Dead dolls and Mezco are 21 years old, although obviously, as I've said, the history runs a little bit longer than that. And so what we're going to be looking at over these next few episodes in focus on Mezco and Living Dead dolls will be what we see in front of me. Plus, we'll just give you a little bit of a showcase of some of what's been happening with these guys in the past, why they are a global phenomenon for collectors and horror collectors. Here I've got the Billy puppet from Saw, of course, Halloween. So I've got to give you a Michael Myers opening. Now, just released, these were released over 2019 and 2020. The Addams Family Living Dead doll presents Gomez and Morticia Addams. Dual pack came out in 2021. Now, they did regularly release a Halloween themed doll, which they haven't been doing so much of. This is Sweet Tooth from 2017, I believe. The great thing about Living Dead dolls is, for us collectors who will keep these things mint, they are dated on the bottom, which is one of my favourite things about collecting, when it does show you the year of manufacture or print. A lot of the times when they release something, they'll do it for maybe a couple of years, and then it will be laid to rest or vaulted, depending. And so I've got a few things that I just wanted to run you through as to why I love these. I mean, the detailing alone when it comes to these dolls, every time I'm opening them I get really excited, especially when the LDD presents do come through. And just wanted to show you some of what they've been up to. Like, here is one of the earlier Living Dead doll presents. Now, not one of the most early, but we've got Ash from Evil Dead 2, which we'll just take down here. So, I mean, he comes fantastically detailed with all the scars across his face. The hair's a bit tacky, like from gel or glue, but that's just to hold it in place. He has his shotgun or boomstick, which also slides neatly into this gun holster on his back. So very movie realistic. The chainsaw hand, and he comes with the little Necronomicon, which caused him all these hassles over the years. And there is another iteration, which I do have in a box, which I'm not showing, where, it's the evil Ash. I'm good Ash. Oh, you're good Ash, and I'm bad Ash. Little goody two shoes, if we're all fans of the film. He is fantastic. He's back from about 2016 though, but just to give you an idea of the amount of effort and detail that they go into, like not only is his shirt ripped exactly as you'd see it in the film, he's got rips along his pants from obviously dealing with those pesky deadites. So that's one of my most favourites that have been through the LDD Presents. Secondly, and one that had just come out within the last year or so as well, was this fantastic fellow Ghostface from, of course, Scream. I mean, perfectly posable in that classic Scream killer, hands out, blade at the ready. Again, his little hood will slide off, but, that's not what happens in Scream. There's wire in here, so you can actually pose the hood a little bit more dynamically, should you have the want or desire. The outfit is pretty simple, but that's, of course, that's part and parcel of what was so scary about these guys across the Scream franchise. I'm really glad that they put these guys out, because Scream was one of my favourite horror movies. I do find a slasher flick quite often more scary than a monster film, because, slashers can happen and do happen occasionally. So he is really one of the best models from Scream that I've seen. But they also, I believe, will be doing him in the Mezco 112 collective. Now, they regularly release other ones. Now, here is Freddy Krueger, who's a little bit older as well. He's been around for a few years, but he actually talks. You shouldn't have buried me, I'm not dead. His voice box isn't great, but I have had him for a while and have pressed this button plenty of times. You didn't think you were going to get away from me? Come to Freddy. Okay. So again, the detailing on this little guy, I mean, it's a shame that they didn't get the stripes down his arms. I don't know why they neglected that, but the scarring on his head, that is probably some of the most incredible detail that you get in a Freddy doll or Freddy collectible, which makes me very happy. So that's just a few of the older ones. And just to take a little bit of a look, but today we'll only be focusing on opening one of them, which will be Sweet Tooth here, because she is completely Halloween themed. So we're just going to sit down and have a quick look at what it's like when you get these guys straight out of the box, as opposed to showcasing my already and ever expanding collection. And stay tuned for the end, because I will have a surprise as another set that'll be absolutely desperate to open. So classically, they always came in this displayable coffin for each and every original Living Dead doll. There have been other ones. There's been Fashion Victims, which were kind of a Evil sort of Barbie sort of mashup combo made from some of the first three series dolls, I think. And then they all have this small write-up on the front. So, I see that they all say I sleep with the worms. For spooky kids age 15 and up, Sweet Tooth comes every Halloween. She loves her tricks and her treat and to hear you scream. Sweet Tooth comes to collect your teeth. She won't stop coming till you sleep beneath. So that's lovely. And then up the top here it just says I'm dead. So I should have kept scissors a bit closer, but you know what? I think appropriately I can pick away at the plastic using Chucky's blood-covered kitchen knife. I don't want to damage either one of them here. So again, not the newest one in their Halloween range, but one of my favourites. They can't, just to once you have the outer layer off, then the clear plastic, and obviously this is great for display. Again, excellent for collectors who like to keep things mint in box. Now, you can also remove, of course, the comes with a lid. Now, they're images of some of the Series 1 dolls. Yep. So, and they're almost always printed in there. I do believe that I have opened some that haven't had that print, but let's see. I mean, I'll have to go through my pile of little coffins. Okay, that doesn't sound so wholesome, but it's Halloween. So on the back here, it says, "We've passed away, now it's time to play Living Dead Dolls, based on the Creepy Dolls series by Damien Glonek and Ed Long and Mez," obviously short for Mezco. "Each Living Dead doll comes with a death certificate as proof of their demise, developed by Mezco Toys LLC. It's got their website on the back, and because dead is better." So let's just see. Now, looking at her, you can see that there's a bit of crepe paper and a second box that she's been connected to. So let's okay, now this is always the fun part. Let's see how quickly I can undo these. Something else on the back here. And then the other one is just not right for filming this. So here. Now, tape onto the back. We have a little Halloween treat bucket for collecting all those teeth, and the scrolled little death certificate wrapped up in a piece of ribbon. Now, they don't have these details with the LDD Presents. They're completely different. They haven't really been doing a lot of original Living Dead doll series of the last few years, or not as many as they used to. It seems to be mostly a focus on licensed products for the LDD Presents range. But that's what a little death certificate looks like. And let's see, so Sweet Tooth, beaten savagely by a mob and left for dead, where once there were teeth, they shoved candy corn instead. She died cold and alone on Halloween Eve, the daughter of a devil sworn to deceive. Damien Glonek and Ed Long. Death date 31st of October 2017. So I like that the original creators have their own names or the signatures on the death certificate. I forgot about the detail. Okay, so sorry guys. So excited to get her out. I didn't notice that her legs were tied down. Or to keep her perfectly in place and posable. So let me see. Now, once you get the packaging off, there is some elastic situations here that we'll have to deal with. So the detailing on her outfit, I often love. I mean, most of the time now, their outfits are quite often one piece. And this is a separate tutu or skirt to her shirt. Oh, okay. So this is a great thing I love about unboxing these. Living Dead Dolls Halloween 2017 on her back. And that hair was a bit unkempt. I could use a good comb. But the green striped stockings, little typical doll shoes, and her hand even has got a grip position for this candy pail. There we go. Alright, so she's ready to go. Get your teeth. So I'm really disappointed that there hasn't been a new one for this year. I'm glad that I've, still got access to these older ones. I mean, that look on her face, that shrieking, and those candy corn teeth are just exactly what's going to, put someone a little bit out of ease. I highly recommend grabbing these if you can. They make great Halloween decorations as well as fantastic collectibles. If you want to keep them in their box, yeah, fine. But obviously I'm not shy about opening the Living Dead dolls as they come through. I always really enjoy putting them on display. They are a bit unnerving and something that, always a bit of a conversation starter with people who might not be so quite into the whole collectible and horror thing, but I am a massive horror fan and a big collector. So when these guys first came around in the early 2000s, I was super happy to see them and be able to get them. And I've obviously continued to collect the Mezco range. Yeah, Chucky's got it as well. So that's what we're doing here today. I think that's everything that I really wanted to show you as Halloween continues on. We are going to continue to review more of the Living Dead dolls. We will, of course, have another very popular collector's range of current Halloween themed or spooky themed items, which will also be going through for our Focus on Halloween series here. Now, the last thing I wanted to show you, and what I'm also going to be reviewing over these next few episodes, which I've had for I think already almost a year, and I've just been dying to open, but wanting to get to the right space and time, which is, when I was getting ready to start creating this channel and do these things. So I thought I'd wait till then. Now, it might not be the scariest, but as small kids, it is always the first introduction into the world of spook and horror things. So with this, we have the entire series of Living Dead Doll Presents Scooby-Doo, where on here you collect all 4 of Mystery Inc. They come really beautifully packaged, and as you collect the characters, you get bits of Scooby himself to put together. So here is Daphne, here is Velma, and then we also have, of course, Fred, and last but by no means least, we also have Shag. So as you open them, you put together a little plastic Scooby, and again, I mean, if anyone out there loves Halloween and horror and everything spooky and a good introduction to a brand that you may have seen around but wanted to know more about, this is the place to start. Now, all of my Mezco currently, bar 1 or 2 things, comes from Oz Pop Culture. So I have to give them a shout out. They still have some of these items in stock, not all, because they do go quite quickly. As I said, you got to get all 4 to build the Scooby, and they might not be exactly scary, but they teach us how to deal with those scary situations and people in masks. So that's it for the start of our focus on Mezco and our look at Halloween for 2021. I'll be back very shortly with more videos daily at the moment, not only across the Halloween line, but also other things that I'm looking at and need to get out there because, you know, it's fun and current, and I obsessively compulsively buy this stuff a lot. So thanks so much for joining me again, guys. Keep collecting, and I look forward to seeing you all again next time. Bye.